Brought to you by...
Hello friends, welcome back to ETF. Today we travel a more obscure path, back through the pages of King, adapted to the silver screen by William Goldman, who takes us out into the vast stretches of winter wilderness to the hole in the wall, where a group of lifelong friends find themselves facing a force that they have unknowingly been waiting for their entire lives. Guarded only by their unique connection to one another and their belief in something beyond themselves, symbolized by their dream catcher. Jonesy, Henry, Pete, and Beaver. 20 years ago, they were just kids in the small town of Derry, Maine. Kids who found the courage to respond heroically to childhood cruelty. In saving a strange boy named Duddits, they unexpectedly gain a fifth friend at the center of their circle. Even more unexpected were the uncanny powers he conveyed to them, bonding them all beyond ordinary friendship. Now the four are men, with separate lives and separate problems, haunted by the memory of heroism with powers that are more of a burden than a gift. When a shocking accident almost claims one of them, they don't at first recognize the return to the eeriness that is somehow linked to Duddits. But when they reunite for their annual visit to a hunting cabin in the northern woods, anticipating only the warmth and humor that nourishes them, they are overtaken by a gathering doom. First comes a stranger, a lost hunter unaware of the terrible contagion he bears. On his heels is a blizzard, a vicious storm in which something much more ominous moves. A deadly alien force that will consume some of the foursome, and force those who make it to the end of the road to once again summon their forgotten strength, and confront an unparalleled horror. This is first and foremost a film that features an amazing cast, teaming the likes of Timothy Olyphant, Thomas Jane, Jason Lee, Damian Lewis, Tom Sizemore, and Morgan Freeman, together in a highly unique tale. Each of these characters are wildly well developed and interesting from the get-go. We're introduced to each of them as adults in very unique and outstanding ways, grabbing your interest right off the bat, and making you yearn to know more about each of them. Each of these actors gives it their all, creating very memorable performances throughout, but none hold a candle to Donnie Wahlberg. Yes, he is in this film too, a fact to which I was completely unaware throughout many years and several rewatches. Why is that, you may ask? Simply because he goes to such extremes to portray his character in this film with such physical authenticity that he is nearly unrecognizable to me. The other standout performance for me has to be Damian Lewis. We get to watch him play out two separate performances here, even at times swapping back and forth between the two within a single take without cuts. He's an actor that I don't see too often, but when I do, always seems to captivate me. The best part of this film, in my opinion, is by far its sequences of dialogue. We're treated to many long stretches of conversational pieces between our central characters that fully put on display the extent of their friendships, as well as their unique character quirks and personalities. Every conversation creates a window into our protagonists that shows us clearly how good of friends this group is, which is something that is often left for us to just kind of assume in many other films. This is one of the few examples where I can honestly say that I was shown the levels of camaraderie and comfort between the characters. Another thing I enjoyed was that all of the characters in this film display their own individual vices that both help them cope with strenuous situations and become hindrances in dire ones. Beaver has his toothpicks that he chews on to help calm himself down. Pete has a problem with alcohol consumption. Morgan Freeman has an obsession with his prime objective, and so on. It makes each character feel imperfect in their own way, which is something that I'm personally a huge fan of in the development of a story. The camera work throughout this one feels very reminiscent of much older films of its kind. It utilizes slow zooms early on, as well as standard Star Wars style wipe transitions, and very simplistic and comfortable camera techniques, making it feel like something out of the late 80s or early 90s at times. It's something that many films of the 2000s just didn't do. The film's pacing is what I feel likely throws off many people with this one. It is told in a broken narrative style, bringing us back and forth from past to present day, while also switching our perspectives from character to character, which I feel does make the film appear disjointed, causing much of it to seem random or unexplained. However, much like many of King's works, everything does have a specific purpose. A prime example being why Duddits called Jonesy into the road to get hit early on in the film. He does this so that sometime later, once Mr. Grey takes possession of him, he'll be in a weakened state, and it will buy the others enough time to stop him. Another cool aspect of this film is its connections to King's previous works, most notably It. This film features a character known only by the name Mr. Grey. In the novel It, one of the many forms that the entity Pennywise takes is a man by the name of Robert Grey. Many have speculated whether or not the Mr. Grey of this film is just another form of Pennywise, utilizing a similar name. This is a theory that I personally like. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but I enjoy the notion that this group of kids is just another group like the Losers Club, who are facing off against the Lovecraftian monster that dwells beneath Derry. Which leads me to the next connections. This group of kids functions much like the Losers Club, a group that is bestowed with a connecting force and abilities by a being greater than themselves, and they also all grew up in Derry. This is a film that, for me, builds tension extremely well. As strange and off-putting as the film can feel, it utilizes this off-putting nature and fractured story structure to keep you unnerved and confused from start to finish. And it makes it difficult to predict what's going to come next from moment to moment. It's a film that I've always liked, and that has always intrigued me, despite its quirkiness. Many moments of this feel like they are played more for comedy, which only adds to the strangeness of it all. I've seen this film many times to this point, and my theories and its meanings and connections to King's other works grow more with each viewing. For me, Dreamcatcher gets a B+. This film is not perfect by any regard. There are many flaws in its structure, which I contribute to it being the type of novel that utilizes themes that are very difficult to adapt. Its visual effects, while good, don't fully hold up to today's standards either. Overall, I do feel that if you're a science fiction fan or just a die-hard King fan, then this will be one that you will enjoy on some level and have some fun with. But if you're also someone who loves to watch the development of strong and very unique characters, then I feel that this could be one that you will enjoy as well. If you enjoyed today's video, please feel free to let me know. It's just a quick scroll down there to that comment section below. If you're enjoying the channel more than words can describe, shoot me a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe. If you'd like to show your support even more, come find ETF on Patreon or Tippy, where every pledge and every tip brings you rewards galore. Not to mention allowing me to bring you more films to explore. But all jokes and rhymes aside, if you have any films that you would like me to check out, or that you might like to see reviewed on this channel, feel free to reach out to me here down in the comments, or over on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And I will catch you all next time. Thanks for watching.